On this WRAL Weather Alert Day, we're seeing messy conditions in our Sandhills counties. I'll show you what to expect if you're there and if you'll end up seeing that where you are.
We're the WRAL Storm Tracker this morning as thunderstorms move through the southern part of our viewing area. Coming up, a live look at wet roads ahead of your morning commute.
And breaking news from overnight. One person is dead, 3 others are hurt after a shooting at a Durham apartment complex. Officers were on that scene for almost 7 hours.
Are you getting the most out of your credit card rewards programs? A new push from federal leaders to make sure those benefits are worth the cost. Every morning, we want to make sure the news and information we provide you are of benefit to you. It's already a stormy Thursday morning. We appreciate you joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your Thursday here. We'll make the most of your time here. You see this live look. Apex, Salem streets, roads are damp just a little bit. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We have some other trouble spots out there, though, getting more rain.
Yeah, really the trouble spot right now is our southern counties from Sanford down toward Fayetteville and back to the west, all that pushing eastward. But this is where our heavy rain is right now. You may see winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Now, severe winds would be 58-mile-per-hour winds. We haven't seen that, fortunately, just yet, but we're definitely looking at the potential for some heavy rain, some frequent lightning. If you're in this area, again, Rayford, Hope Mills, Fayetteville, Southern Pines, Bass, Carthage, parts of Harnett County, you need to take the dog out for a walk, right? You need to be especially careful. There's a lot of lightning out there, and if you can hear thunder, you're in danger of being struck by lightning. So just be especially careful. This storm system likely to be headed toward Clayton by about 6:25. Benson, not showing up on the list there. Clinton at about 6:12. Smithfield 6:28. Goldsboro 6:51. So again, heavy rain. Nothing technically severe. Hasn't reached severe criteria yet, but a lot of heavy rain and some tricky driving there too. We've seen a lot of severe weather across parts just to our west and then down into South Carolina. We're definitely borderline right now, but there is a specific criteria, and fortunately we haven't reached it yet. Level 2 for today for the entire viewing area. Level 1 tomorrow when the front comes through. It's the usual damaging winds. Heavy rain would be our biggest threats. Tornadoes are more likely to be down to the south. Tomorrow, we're likely to have a lot of activity, but it's just a level 1 risk. We're looking at the potential for more scattered showers and thunderstorms till around 8 or 9 o'clock, and then potentially an isolated storm or two later in the afternoon. But the best chance for severe storms definitely right now on up through around lunchtime or so. So severe storms likely this morning, or at least the potential for some stronger storms, and then isolated as we get into the afternoon and evening. A live look at Sanford here. Wet conditions. Temperatures are in the 60s heading out the door. Still going to be a hot day, especially as those storms taper off. We climb back into the mid-80s. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:02, checking road conditions. This map shows exactly our viewers who are waking up to wet road conditions this morning. As you mentioned, Elizabeth, most of our neighbors to the south in Hoke and Cumberland County are waking up to wet roads as well. We're seeing that in Durham and parts of Wake County as well. I want to give you a live look outside now in 885 and 885 in TW Alexander Drive in Durham, and you can see some of those wet road conditions as well. Kelsey Coffey is in the WRAL Storm Tracker this morning. She is in the south part of our community. Kelsey, set the scene for us.
Ken, Elizabeth had mentioned earlier about lightning, and that's exactly what we've been seeing this morning in Harnett County. So we'll give you a live look now at road conditions. We've seen some consistent rain pretty much since 5:30 this morning, and it's becoming heavier as the morning is going along, and we're going to see that severe weather really in the southern portion of our viewing area. So our southern counties are going to see these kind of conditions the most. So give yourself a little bit of extra time as you're headed out the door for your morning commute, because you definitely need to be careful as the roads will be wet throughout our viewing area this morning. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Harnett County.
A man is dead and 3 other people are hurt after a shooting at a Durham apartment complex. This happened at the Duke Manor Apartments just after 10 last night. Nick Perlin was there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
Durham police spent roughly 6 hours investigating a shooting that left 1 man dead and 3 others in the hospital at this apartment complex in Durham. Now take a look at this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. You're going to see yellow evidence markers. Those are actually marking shell casings. I counted up to 16 of those. You're also going to see investigators walking around the crime scene, shining flashlights, trying to get more information about what happened here, as well as orange cones in the back part of the street. A spokeswoman with Durham Police told me they're still trying to figure out what exactly led to the shooting. I'm also still trying to learn from police if they know who fired their gun last night. In Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Also breaking news we're following this morning. A woman is recovering after being stabbed early this morning in Raleigh. Officers responded to Carlton Avenue just after 3:30 this morning. They say they're not sure if the stabbing happened there or somewhere else. The woman was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Authorities say they have not made any arrests in connection with the stabbing, and we're working to learn more about what happened. Tens of thousands of people in the western part of the state are without power after severe weather moved through there last night. A person in Gaston County died, and another was taken to the hospital after a tree fell on their car. A state of emergency was declared there last night. Gaston County schools are closed to students today. Chris Levengood is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, or actually in the Live Center right now, with a look at the power outage map. Chris, this has been in motion all day.
It has, Jeff, and I think this really just illustrates what you were just talking about moments ago. I'm going to show you this map from Duke Energy's outage map, but I'm going to draw a line here. Let's go ahead and see if we can select one. There we go. Because when you pick the Duke Energy map, it picks the Carolinas. So right now, we just want to focus on North Carolina right now. See near Charlotte, that 33,000 customer pocket right there, 28,000 as you move west of that city, and even 13,000 if you keep going further out. Again, showing you the effect of that outage out there. Now, we have been following what's been going in South Carolina as well, so I do want to leave you with some of the storm damage that we've seen there. I'll go ahead and pick up this video here. This is in Anderson County, just to kind of show you trees that are down, power outages happening there, some power lines down, and damage is done as well. So again, the storms that we've seen affecting different parts of North Carolina, also affecting South Carolina. We're watching very carefully to see what happens as that system pushes through our area too.
Chris, thank you. From the Carolinas to Tennessee, tornadoes ripped through central Tennessee, killing one person and injuring others and leaving behind a lot of damage. This is video from Murray County, just south of Nashville, Tennessee. Authorities there say they are in search and rescue mode. The storms destroyed several homes.
And I hollered at everybody to get in the closet, and the next thing we knew, we heard just seen sky. My house is gone. It's just gone.
The National Weather Service says that area of Tennessee had 4 reports of tornadoes.
A man is in the hospital after being shot in Wake Forest. Police say they responded to North Franklin Street just before 8 last night. A man was found with a gunshot wound to his leg. He is expected to be okay. No arrest has been made.
Durham Public School leaders are taking a closer look at how students are disciplined. The school board will review their current policies tonight and how the methods they use are working. For short-term suspensions, the percentage of DPS secondary students has increased slightly. The number of secondary students who are given long-term suspensions has also increased. The board will consider how effective these and other methods are during their work session this evening. It starts at 5:30. Tonight, a memorial service is happening for Alden Elliott. The Department of Adult Correction officer died in last week's shooting in Charlotte. This is video from the procession for Elliott that happened a week ago today. The memorial service will be at 6 tonight at Catawba Valley Community College in Hickory.
This week, the Biden administration will hand over a report to Congress determining whether Israel has violated international law during the war in Gaza. That decision could lead to significant repercussions and further inflame divisions at home and abroad. The report was originally due to Congress yesterday. The findings could fuel concerns over Israel's use of U.S.-supplied weapons in Gaza. The report will also weigh in on whether Israel has hindered the delivery of humanitarian aid from the U.S.
A string of car break-ins in the Briar Creek area in Raleigh has many on high alert. Take a look at these smashed windows. There have been 7 break-ins reported in the last month. Police say this has been an ongoing issue, specifically near gyms like Planet Fitness. Police say thieves are rummaging through their center consoles and glove compartments, looking for anything of value. Police have not made any arrests.
Tonight, Carolina Hurricanes start that uphill climb, trying to claw their way back into the series with the New York Rangers. They will play Game 3 at PNC Arena after dropping Games 1 and 2 in New York. Puck drops for tonight's game, 7 o'clock. And after the game, you can tune into WRAL for our exclusive post-game live coverage. It all gets started at 11:25. Two drivers narrowly escaped before an Amtrak train hits their cars in Raleigh. Now, why people who work near this crossing say it doesn't surprise them that this doesn't happen more often.
And a lot of us have rewards credit cards, but are they costing you more than what you're getting out of them? We'll break down the numbers for you next.
Heavy rain in our sandhills right now, strong gusty winds and dangerous lightning. I'll show you where that band of rain is headed and if it will affect your morning commute.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12, we have strong thunderstorms in our southern counties right now, stretching all the way from Sanford down toward Fayetteville. Some scattered rain in the Triangle area. All of this is sliding to the east at this point and is definitely bringing some dangerous lightning. Lots of lightning out there. If you're thinking about heading out to take the dog for a walk, you need to be especially careful with all the lightning that we're seeing in this area. So Southern Pines down toward Hoke County, Fayetteville, Dunn, getting ready to move on over toward Smithfield and Clinton. Here's a look at Fayetteville right now. I mean, it is dark. It is windy. We're seeing winds gusting up to, say, 40 miles per hour. You can see the camera shaking there, and that rain is coming down heavily. So making for a messy morning commute, especially in our southern counties. Not quite severe risk yet. Severe level, we're looking at winds gusting up to 40, 58 miles per hour would be severe. But we certainly have that potential any point this morning. Best chance of the stronger thunderstorms does happen this morning, and then we'll see the potential tapering off as we get into the afternoon. It will be another warm day today. Highs in the mid-80s. Ken?
Elizabeth, checking those wet road conditions right now. You see our neighbors to the south waking up to those wet conditions as well. But you can see parts of Durham and parts of Wake County also dealing with some wet roads this morning. Definitely give yourself some extra time. No major crashes to report in any of our major thoroughfares. We do have a crash reported on International Drive, not far from Cemetery Road and Park Drive. This is mainly near the UPS Aviation Terminal, so nothing to worry about in terms of any of your morning commute. But we'll keep monitoring these road conditions in the WRAL Traffic Center.
A bill that would add a new definition of anti-Semitism to state law is headed to the state Senate. Supporters of what's called the Shalom Act say it will help the state prosecute hate crimes against the Jewish community. The bill would add to law the Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's working definition of anti-Semitism. Critics, including some in the Jewish community, say it's too broad and could censor political criticism of the Israeli government.
Today, the Biden administration is expected to unveil a new way to tighten the U.S. immigration system. The rule change would help officials quickly deny asylum claims of ineligible migrants. Not a major overhaul, but it is a tightening of existing policies. The move comes as President Biden is under pressure to take executive action on border security.
That was the moment an Amtrak train hit two cars on the railroad tracks in Raleigh. Thankfully, no one was hurt. This happened at the crossing on Hillsborough Street near Barrel Road yesterday afternoon. Sky 5 flew over the crash scene. You can see the remains of a red car that was demolished in the crash. The drivers who were inside both cars were able to get out safely. People who work nearby say they often see cars stopped on those tracks.
The line over here is faded away, so cars don't know where to stop. And there's also a lot of pressure because it's so chaotic, people could just keep going. I'm surprised there aren't more accidents.
There were 92 passengers on the train when it hit the cars. No one on board was hurt either.
Credit card rewards programs, are they really worth the cost? Today, federal leaders will host a hearing on how the programs work and whether people who are using them are really getting a fair shake in all this. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here to crunch the numbers for us. Michelle.
Yeah, Jeff, a lot of us have them in our wallets. More than 41% of Americans have a travel rewards credit card, and they offer deals on flights and travel by accumulating points, which sounds appealing, but they also have high annual fees, some as high high as $650. Interest rates are also above the national average as well. That's leaving many people wondering if the headache of accumulating and redeeming the points is more than it's worth.
We see that for many of these airline rewards programs, credit card companies are charging huge interest rates, sometimes 30% or more. And many consumers actually lose out on these deals.
And later this morning, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the U.S. Department of Transportation will host a hearing on airline and credit card rewards programs. Today's hearing is hoping to get to the bottom of whether these rewards programs are actually worth it. It's all coming up on Today.
Michelle, thanks. Miss Teen USA has stepped down from her role just days after Miss USA did the same. Uma Sofia Srivastana posted to Instagram saying her personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. The high schooler from New Jersey won the pageant back in September. Her announcement comes on the heels of Miss USA Noelia Voigt stepping down earlier this week. She said she needs to focus on her mental health.
6:18 is the time on our Thursday morning as we get over to Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Look at this big picture here, Elizabeth. This is that second wave that we were talking about from yesterday, right?
This is a crazy band of thunderstorms that really produced a lot of severe weather across parts of Texas and the Deep South. And you could see that diving into South Carolina. There were a number of tornado warnings here. The strongest thunderstorms that we've seen close to our area have been down here into South Carolina. But we're sort of on this northern fringe of this band that was producing severe weather down to our south. Right now, we haven't seen winds gusting strong enough to be considered severe, which would be 58 miles per hour or stronger, but we are seeing winds gusting to at least 40 miles per hour. So let's zoom in here and take a look at the wide view. Again, it's our southern counties that are dealing with this very heavy rain, frequent lightning, and strong gusty winds. Our northern counties pretty quiet, and along much of the I-95 corridor as well. But this band is continuing to push eastward, so a lot of folks, at least in our southern counties, will be seeing this. We'll zoom in, and you can see around Sanford, Pittsboro, some rain starting to move into the southern part of Wake County, down here across parts of Harnett County, Cumberland County, and they're starting to press eastward into Johnston and toward Clinton as well. So let's take a look at where this is headed. We put a track on it. Again, this is not severe, but there's a lot of heavy rain, really messy conditions, dangerous lightning with this. Moving toward Clayton, across Clayton by 622, Smithfield 627, Clinton 630, Goldsboro is 654. So this is moving at about 30 to 40 miles per hour off to the east. Again, it's not technically severe, but it's definitely making for some messy conditions in our southern counties. We do have a level 2 risk for severe storms. Damaging winds and heavy rain would be our biggest threats today. And you can see this band continuing to slide eastward. We'll pause it right here at 8 a.m. and you can see those thunderstorms. They do move out of here by around 8 or 9 o'clock with a few isolated storms up until around lunchtime. And then after that, it's likely to be fairly quiet through the afternoon, mostly cloudy, warm and sticky, but we'll see the bulk of the thunderstorms up to around lunchtime. Tomorrow, we'll have a chance for some severe storms in our southern counties, and it looks like we're going to have ongoing precipitation. It looks pretty wet for us during the afternoon and evening. As the cold front gets closer to us, we'll see an increasing chance for thunderstorms. Some of these down south could produce some wind damage. You can see it just continues to roll through 5 o'clock, starting around lunchtime through 5 o'clock, even closer to midnight in some places. Definitely looking at wet conditions in spots. Apex and Chapel Hill now looking wet. Fayetteville, it has been pouring there, of course, and our temperatures are going to be warm this afternoon, looking at 86. Scattered storms towards tomorrow. The weekend, though, is looking great. We're going to see the humidity moving out and much more pleasant temperatures with 70s and sunshine for Mother's Day.
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:20, we want to give our viewers a live look at what's happening outside, particularly in Durham County. This is an I-40 and Fayetteville Road in Durham. Just some damp road conditions if you're heading out this morning in that area. We're not seeing any major crashes in any of our major thoroughfares. There is a crash working on International Drive near the UPS terminal out near the airport, but nothing really major to worry about this morning. Of course, we have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning, and there you can see the windshield wipers are going there in Harnett County. We can't stress this enough. Give yourself some extra time this morning if you're heading out.
Ken, thank you. Today is a big day for the future of the Carolina Mudcats. A groundbreaking is happening today for their new home as the team prepares to move 25 miles east.
And the universe of The Office is expanding. Details of Peacock's new series that is taking the show away from Scranton. That's coming up in What's Trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Here's some good news for fans of the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. Peacock is making a spin-off of The Office.
Ken Smith is here now with What's Trending. Ken.
How exciting is this, right? The new series will be set inside a newsroom of all places. It will be at a newspaper office in the Midwest, to be exact. Production will start in July. No word yet on when it will come out or if any of our favorite characters from Dunder Mifflin and Scranton will make guest appearances.
We can only hope, right?
Yes.
It's been 10 years since the final episode of The Office aired. So the premise is that, you know how the camera angles go and how uncomfortable it can make you. So the documentary team who filmed all this, they find their new next gig in the Midwest in a newspaper office, and they try to revive it with some volunteer reporters.
I love
it's going to be good.
I didn't even need sound for that. I just see the video and I start laughing, just remembering the jokes and the memorable characters.
Yeah, The Office set a high bar, so we're looking forward to see what this one will be like. So speaking of acting, it looks like Travis Kelce has scored a new acting gig. Actress Niecy Nash posted this video with Kelce on the set of the new FX horror series Grotesquerie. The show is from the creators of American Horror Story.
So it's the off season and Travis Kelce is keeping busy. He's also the host of a new show on Prime Video, Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? So he's doing that and now he's getting into this. We'll see how his acting chops are.
Yeah, big scary horror man. We'll see. We'll see.
Ken, thank you. Check out these cities these cuties, from a farm in Missouri. The ranch that breeds the Budweiser Clydesdales has 15 new foals this year.
Stop.
Aw, Clydesdales go through years of training before they can join one of Budweiser's 3 traveling teams. The ranch is home to more than 70 Clydesdales.
So cute. We'll get a look here. The WRAL Storm Tracker is out and about on the roads this morning. This is a live look. US 401 north in Dunn, rain falling.
And we'll take a look at where that heavy rain is on the radar, mostly from the Triangle area southward in our Sandhills counties. That is sliding eastward. I'll show you hour by hour what time it could arrive where you are.
1 man is dead and 3 other are in the hospital after a shooting at this apartment complex. Coming up, I'll tell you everything I know so far.